Good morning, student. Today I am here with third part of the chapter, The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. As in second part, we studied about French Revolution, its effect on Europe, revolutionary movement in Europe, and Frankfurt Parliament of 1848. The Frankfurt Parliament of 1848 was the great revolutionary step in Germany for the unification of Germany. As already we discussed in second part, Germany was divided into 39 confederations in 39 small states. So after 1848 Frankfurt Parliament, they decided to unite Germany in one nation. That is why after 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from its association with democracy and revolution. So now, the main demand of these European countries was to adopt democracy from monarchy. Nationalist sentiments were often mobilized by conservatives for promoting state power and achieving political domination over Europe. The nationalist sentiments among the conservative as we discussed, the people those who believe in traditions. Now gradually they wanted to bring change in political scene of Europe. So this can be observed in the process by which Germany and Italy came to be unified as nation states. Germany and Italy emerged as a unified state. There was widespread national feeling among middle class Germans who in 1848 tried to unite the different regions of the German Confederation into a nation state governed by elected parliament. So the revolutionary tried to unite and unification of Germany in 1848 Frankfurt Parliament. This liberal initiative to nation building was however represented by the combined force of the monarchy and the military supported by large land owners called Junkers. Actually, in this process of unification of Germany, the landowners of Prussia played very important role. In Prussia, the landowners were known as Junkers. So this is a very important question here. Who were Junkers? The landowners of Prussia. Later on, this Prussia became Germany, right? So who were Junkers? The landlords of Prussia, and these Junkers played very important role in the unification of Germany. Okay, Prussia took on the leadership of the movement for national unification. The chief minister Otto von Bismarck. Bismarck was the main hero of Germany unification. He was chief minister of Prussia. Otto von Bismarck, he was chief minister of Prussia and he played important role in unification of Germany. And he is also known as the architect of Germany unification. With the help of Prussian army and bureaucracy, 3 wars over 7 years with Austria, Denmark and France ended in Prussia victory and completed the process of unification in January 1871. So finally, after a long battle, Germany united as one nation in 1871. The Prussian King William I proclaimed the German Emperor. So who proclaimed the German Emperor? Again, this is a very important question. Prussian King William I. The Prussian King William I was proclaimed German Emperor in a ceremony held at Versailles. So the Germany unified in 1871 after a long struggle, and Otto von Bismarck, he was chief minister of Prussia and he played very important role in unification of Germany, and finally in 1871 all 39 German confederation emerged as one nation and it was unification of Germany. And Prussian King William I was proclaimed German Emperor. On the bitterly cold morning of 18 January 1871, an assembly comprising the Prince of the German States, representative of the army, important Prussian minister, including the chief minister Otto von Bismarck, gathered in the unheated hall of mirrors in the palace of Versailles to proclaim the new German empire headed by Caesar William I of Prussia. So this was the unification of Germany. The nation building process in Germany had demonstrated the dominance of Prussian state's power. The new state placed a strong emphasis on modernizing the currency. So after the unification, they decided their currency, they decided their banking system, they decided their legal and judicial system in Germany. Prussian's measures and practice often became a model for the rest of the Germany. So Prussia played very important role in this unification. That is why the Prussian model became ideal for unification of Germany. So this was the unification of Germany. After the long struggle, all the 39 confederation of Germany became as one nation, and here the Prussian chief minister Otto von Bismarck played very important role in unification of Germany, and Germany unified in which year? 1871, and William I proclaimed German emperor. Who proclaimed the first German emperor? William I, and when the Germany unified in 1871. And this struggle, as in second part we discussed, started from Frankfurt Parliament 1848, when the people started their struggle for unification of Germany. Now come the Italy unification. German unification became a model for Italy also, because during the medieval age, Italy was also divided into 7 states. Now, the Italian, as already we discussed about the Giuseppe Mazzini, he was a revolutionary of Italy, and he became member of secret society. So for a long time, they were also trying to unite Italy. So after the unification of Germany, again the Italy started to unify. Like Germany, Italy too had a long history of political fragmentations. Italy was scattered over several dynastic states as well as the multinational Habsburg Empire. During the middle of the 19th century, Italy was divided into 7 states. There were 7 states under the Italy, of which only one, Sardinia Piedmont, was ruled by an Italian princely house. The north was under Austrian Habsburg, the center was ruled by the Pope, and the southern region were under the domination of the Bourbon King of Spain. Even the Italian language had not acquired one common form and still had many regional and local variations. So Italy was divided into 7 parts. Now all these 7 parts were trying to unify Italy under one nation. So the revolution and the unification process of Italy started from 1830 with the Giuseppe Mazzini. He sought to put together a coherent program for a united Italian republic, and also he formed the secret society. Already in part 2 we discussed, and it is called Young Italy, for the dissemination of his goal. The failure of the revolutionary uprising both in 1831 and 1848 meant that the mantle now fell on Sardinia Podimene under its ruler King Victor Emmanuel II. This struggle in 1831, but they failed. Again this struggle in 1848, but they failed. Now, under the banner of Sardinia Piedmont, it was a part of former Italy. Under its ruler King Victor Emmanuel II, to unify the Italian states through wars. In the eyes of the ruling elites of this region, a unified Italy offered them the possibility of economic development and political dominance. So under the Sardinia Podiment, they struggle for the unification of Italy. And here, Chief Minister of Sardinia Podiment, Cabot played important role because of its oral power, because of its oral skills. He was having the knowledge of various languages, and he was a good diplomat. Who? Chief Minister Cabot. Neither he was a libertine nor a Democrat. Like many other wealthy and educated members of the Italian elite, he spoke French much better than he did Italian. He was having the knowledge of various languages, and he was expert in his vocal power. Through a tactful diplomatic alliance with France engineered by Cavour, Sardinia-Podium succeeded in defeating the Austria force in 1859. So apart from regular troops, a large number of armed volunteers under the leadership of Giuseppe Garibaldi joined the fray. In 1860, they marched into South Italy and the kingdom of the two Sicilies and succeeded in winning the support of the local peasants in order to drive out the Spanish ruler. In 1861, Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed King of United Italy. So finally in 1861, Victor Emmanuel II proclaimed the King of Italy. So this was the unification of Italy. So under this unification, Giuseppe Mazzini played very important role. He was a revolutionary, and since 1831 he was struggling for the unification of Italy. And another, the Sardinia Parliament, it was a part of Italy. The chief minister of this region, Cabot, played very important role. He was a good diplomat, and because of his diplomatic skill, he unified Italy, and Italy became one nation in 1861. So this was unification of Italy, unification of Germany, and unification of Italy. Then comes the strange case of Britain. Britain was the most powerful country of Europe at that time because the industrial revolution started in Britain. So first the industry came into existence in Britain, and Britain was the powerful nation of contemporary world. In 1707, British government passed an act that is called Act of Union. According to this act, British government merged Scotland in Britain, and Britain became United Kingdom. Right. While before that there was also a lot of struggle because the democracy first came in Britain. In 1688, the monarchy of Britain given democratic power to Britain. The English Parliament, which has seized the power from the monarchy in 1688 at the end of protracted conflict. So after a long struggle, the British people struggled hard against their ruler. So finally the monarchy given power to democracy to the people of Britain in 1688. So after 1688, almost the monarchy system was over and a democratic structure established in Britain. And the British neighboring country, that was the Scotland, the British government passed an act in 1707. This is called the Act of Union. When the Act of Union passed in 1707 between England and Scotland, that resulted in the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. So when Scotland merged in Britain, then it came to be known as the UK, United Kingdom or Great Britain. Meant in effect that England was able to impose its influence on Scotland. So after the Act of Union 1707, British government was able to impose its influence on Scotland. British Parliament henceforth dominated by English members. The growth of British identity meant the Scotland's distinctive culture and political institutions were systematically suppressed. All the Scotland culture and political institutions were suppressed by Britain. The Catholic clan that inhabited the Scottish Highlands suffered terrible repression. Whenever they attempted to assert their independence, the Scottish Highlanders were forbidden to speak their Gaelic language or wear their national dress, and a large number were forcibly driven out their homeland. So by force, in 1707, Scotland merged in Britain, and that after Britain came to be known as United Kingdom. The another country, that was Ireland. In Ireland there was some religious clash because the Christianity is divided into two clans, that is called Catholic and Protestant. So the Catholic and Protestant, they were fighting mutually, and British government supported to Protestant. And by force the British government merged Ireland in Britain in 1798. The United Irish Ireland was forcibly incorporated into the United Kingdom in 1801. So for a long time, Irish people were struggling. United Irish in 1798. Ireland was forcibly incorporated into the United Kingdom in 1801. Finally, in 1801, Ireland was also merged in Britain. Now, after 1801, a new British nation was forged through the propagation of dominant English culture. That after the British government made their flag, it came to be known as Union Jack. They decided the national anthem. The English language promoted and older nations survived only as subordinate partners in the Union. So after merging Ireland into Britain in 1801, Britain declared their national flag, their national anthem, and they declared English as national language. So Ireland and Scotland merged in Britain. So after merging Ireland and Scotland in Britain, it came to be known as United Kingdom UK. So British government passed the first act in 1707. According to this, Scotland merged in Britain. And again in 1801, by force Britain government merged Ireland with Britain. And after merging these two countries, the British government decided their flag, their anthem, their national anthem, and their language. And all these Scotland and Ireland were the subordinate partner in the Union. They were subordinate partner in Britain. So this was a unification of Britain. Britain merged only two nations, Scotland and Ireland. And after merging these two nations, the Britain came to be known as United Kingdom. So important point here is the Act of Union passed in 1707. According to this act, Scotland by force merged in Britain. And again in 1801, Ireland by force merged in Britain. So this was the unification of Britain. Now come to visualizing the nations. As we discussed about the Indian nationalism, during the national movement, the painter of India painted the image of Bharat Mata. They made the image of Bharat Mata, and the image of Bharat Mata became the symbol of unity. So here also during this nationalism in Europe, yes, the female form that was chosen to personify the nation did not stand for any particular woman in real life. Rather, it sought to give the abstract idea of the nation a concrete form, that is, the female figure became the allegory of the nation. So during the nationalism in Europe, the female figure became an allegory of the nations. Okay. During the French Revolution, artists used the female allegory to portray ideas such as liberty, justice, and republic. As already we discussed in French Revolution, the French artists projected female allegory to portray ideas such as liberty, justice, and the republic. These ideals were represented through specific objects or symbols. Similar female allegories were invented by artists in the 19th century to represent the nation. So during 19th century, the artist represented nation with the female allegory. In France, she was Christian de Marine, a popular Christian name, which underlined the idea of people's nation. Her characteristics were drawn from those of liberty and republic. The red cap, the tricolour, the cockade, statue of Marine were erected in public squares to remind the public of the nation's symbol, unity, and to persuade them to identify with it. So Marina images were marked on coins and stamps. Similarly, Germania became the allegory of the German nation. What was Germania? It became an allegory of the German nation in visual representation. Germania wears a crown of oak leaves, as the German oak stand for heroism. So Germania became the allegory of the German nation. It was the symbol of German. For example, in our national movement, the Bharat Mata became our symbol of nation. So in this way, the Germania, the woman figure, became the symbol of German. Now come to the nationalism and imperialism. Now the chapter is going towards the end. Nationalism and imperialism, meaning nationalism, as you know, the feeling of a nation. So after the nationalism, a new system developed in world that came to be known as imperialism. What is imperialism? Subjugation of one country by another country. यानी कि एक देश के द्वारा दूसरे देश में शासन करने की व्यवस्था को हम इंपीरियलिज्म कहते हैं. So this imperialism came after industrial revolution. Industrial revolution already we discussed a lot. The first industry came into existence in 1730. So hereafter, the European countries started to manufacture goods in mass level, and then they required the market. So in search of market, European countries visited Asia, Africa and Latin America, and gradually they started to exploit these poor nations. They exploited their resources, and finally they started to rule over in these countries. So subjugation of one country by another country, this came to be known as the imperialism. And after the industrial revolution, European countries started to conquer and subjugate the African, Asian and Latin American countries because these were the poor countries. So subjugation of one country by another country, this came to be known as the imperialism. And with the end of Second World War, it was also the end of imperialism. Because after the Second World War, again the world scenario changed. And new superpower came into existence. European power lost their sovereignty, and almost the countries those who were under the British Empire and other European empire, they started to get independence. So imperialism came after industrial revolution because according to your chapter and syllabus I am defining it. I am not going detail because it is not in detail, just an introduction. So imperialism means the subjugation of one country by another country. This imperialism came into existence after industrial revolution, and European countries started to rule over in poor Latin American, African and Asian countries. This is called imperialism. But by the end of Second World War, it was also the end of imperialism. So dear student, now your chapter is almost over. The chapter is somewhat difficult. Again, when the school will open, I will in detail discuss in classroom. But meanwhile, the important point and important question which I discussed, please read once the chapter. If there is any problem at any point of time, you can call me. Thank you.